Let us see mixed economy or mixedism. Mixed economy or mixedism. Can you see the slide clearly? On the slide you have a big arrow mark. The left side has been colored red and the right side blue. Can you follow the diagram? The red side represents communalism or socialism and the right side represents capitalism. So what is socialism? Socialism is a pure planned economy and capitalism is a pure free market. Free market means total freedom is given to the individuals. Whereas in the socialism, everything is controlled by the government. So mixedism is a combination of both socialism and capitalism. So in between the red arrow and the blue arrow in the center part, you have mixed economies. So mixed economy is a combination of both capitalism and socialism. In a mixed economy, both private and public sectors coexist and work together towards economic development. In a mixed economic system, you have the public sector as well as the private sector. So it is a combination. Mixed economy is a combination of capitalism and socialism, and it tends to eliminate the evils of both capitalism and socialism. So only the good part of socialism and capitalism is taken into consideration in a mixed economic system. In these economies, the resources are owned by the individuals and the government. Some of the examples for mixed economic system are India, England, France and Brazil. So examples for mixed economic system are India, England, France and Brazil. If you turn to page number 9, it will be useful for you to follow it in an easy way. So what are the features of mixed economy? What are the features of mixed economy? The features of mixed economy are 1. Ownership of property and means of production. 2. Coexistence of public and private sector. 3. Economic planning. 4. Solutions to economic problems. 5. Freedom control. First point, ownership of property and means of production. இப்போ நீங்களே கொஞ்சம் சொல்லி பாருங்கள், யார் ஓன் பண்ணுவா? இங்கே ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி வந்து யார் ஓன் பண்ணுறது? கரெக்ட். கேபிட்டலிசமில் வந்து ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி இஸ் ஓன்டு பை த இண்டிவிஜுவல்ஸ். Socialism, the property is owned by the government. Whereas in mixedism or mixed economy, the property is owned by both the individuals as well as the government. The means of production and properties are owned by both private and public. Okay, so did you understand that? So in a mixedism, the property is owned by both the individuals and the government or the public. Second point, coexistence of public and private sector. So in a mixed economy, both private and public sector coexist. Private industries undertake activities mainly for profit, whereas the public sector works for the welfare of the people. So here the public works for the welfare of the people and the private, they do their business for profit. Third one, economic planning. Under mixed economy, there is a central planning authority which prepares all the plans. The central planning authority only prepares the plans. National plans are drawn by the government and both the private and the public sector have to abide by the plans formulated by the government. Fourth point, solution to economic problems. In the basic problems seen in any society are what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce and how to distribute. All these decisions are taken by the government and are solved through the price mechanism as well as state intervention. So all the major economic problems like what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce and how to distribute are solved through the price mechanism as well as state intervention. Last point, freedom and control. Though private has freedom to own resources, produce goods and services and distribute it, the overall control of all the economic activities rests with the government. The private people are given freedom. They can produce whatever they want, they can produce goods and services, they can distribute it, but overall control is taken by the government. So these are the features of mixed economy. Oh, okay. Shall we go on to the next one? Merits of mixed economy. Girls, follow பண்ண முடியுதா? எதுவும் டவுட் இருந்ததுன்னா தயவுசெய்து வாட்ஸ்அப்பில் அன்னன்னைக்கு என்னைக்கு நான் எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் போஸ்ட் பண்ணுறனோ அன்றைக்கி ஈவினிங் 6 to 8 வாட்ஸ்அப்பில் உங்களுடைய டவுட்டை நீங்கள் கிளாரிஃபை பண்ணலாம். அதர்வைஸ் யூ ஜஸ்ட் சென்ட் மீ அ மெசேஜ், மிஸ் கால் மீன்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா வித் யுவர் நேம்ஸ் ஐ கேன் கால் யூ. சரியா? நீங்கள் கால் பண்ண வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு மெசேஜ் எனக்கு அனுப்புங்க, மிஸ் கால் மீ, உங்கள் பேரோடு அனுப்பிச்சிங்கன்னா ஐ கேன் கால் யூ. யூ கேன் கிளாரிஃபை யுவர் டவுட்ஸ். டவுன்லோட் ஆகுதா, புரியுதா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கொஞ்சம் ஃபீட்பேக் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா நல்லாயிருக்கும். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன், மெரிட்ஸ் ஆஃப் மிக்சட் எக்கனாமி. Rapid economic growth. The best advantage of mixed economy is that it promotes rapid economic growth. There is economic growth, and how is the economic growth? It is very fast. What do you mean by rapid? Rapid means fast. Here both the public requirements and the private needs are taken care of. Since there is a public sector as well as private sector, the requirements of the public as well as the private is taken care of in a mixed economy. Second one, balanced economic growth. Mixedism promotes balanced growth of economy. What do you mean by balanced? There are three major sectors in a country. What are they? Primary sector, which is agriculture, secondary sector, industries, tertiary sector, services. So what do you mean by balanced economic growth? It promotes balanced growth between agriculture and industry. All the sectors are evenly growing. There is balanced. ஏதோ அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் மட்டும் வளர்ந்தது, இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ் க்ரோ ஆகலை, அப்படி கிடையாது. எல்லா செக்டரும் என்ன ஆகுது? பேலன்ஸ்டாக க்ரோ ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும், க்ரோத்தை காட்டிகிட்டே இருக்கும். Third one, proper utilization of the resources. In mixed economy, the government can ensure proper utilization of resources. எந்த ரிசோர்ஸும் வேஸ்ட் ஆகாமல் எல்லாத்தையும் என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க? ப்ராப்பராக யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. The government controls most of the important activities directly and the private sector indirectly. ஸோ என்னென்ன ரிசோர்ஸஸ் இருக்கோ அந்த ரிசோர்ஸஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் பெஸ்ட் வேல யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ண முடியுது. Fourth one is economic equality. The government uses progressive rates of taxation for levying tax. What do you mean by progressive taxation? As your income increases, your tax also increases. அப்போ tax is collected more from the rich people and less from the poor people. So there is economic equality to a certain extent. The government uses progressive taxes for levying income tax to bring about economic equality. Special advantage to the society. So in the mixedism, the government safeguards the interest of the workers and the weaker section by legislating on minimum wages. Here what does the government do? It protects the weaker section of the society. They fix a minimum wage for all the laborers. So everyone has to, if they are hiring a laborer, they have to see that they give the minimum wages given by the government. Then we have rationing. We have ration shops, public distribution system through which the needs of the poor people are taken care of. So special advantage is given to the weaker section of the society. These are the merits of mixedism. Let's go on to the demerits. First demerit, the foremost demerit is lack of coordination. Whenever there are two people, definitely there will be lack of coordination. Even in our classroom, we all do not have the same opinion. Our opinion differs. So in a big economic system or in a country like India, when you have the public sector as well as the private sector, there will definitely be lack of coordination. So this is the greatest drawback of mixedism. There is lack of coordination between the public sector and the private sector. Both of them work, but both of them work with divergent motives. What do you mean by that? The public sector works for the welfare of the people, whereas the private sector works for its own profit motive. So both of them have divergent motives, which creates many coordination related problems. Second one is competitive attitude. Always there is a competition between the private sector and the public sector. Actually, they both have to help each other. The public sector and the private sector must help each other, and they should have a complementary spirit. Instead of that, they have a competitive attitude. Next one is inefficiency. Most of the public sector enterprises remain inefficient. If you even now, practically when you go to any government offices, you see people just sitting and talking there. They do not come on the proper time. They try to leave early. They idly sit for hours without doing any work. So most of the public sectors are very inefficient. They are very lethargic. There is red tapeism. What is red tapeism? Already I have explained it to you. It takes a long time to move from one file from one table to another. This is only called as red tapeism. So there is inefficiency. Last one, there is fear of nationalization. Fourth point, fear of nationalization. In a mixed economy, the fear of nationalization discourages the private sector. Suddenly the government says, here, all these companies, I am going to take it over. Like how they took over all the banks. 14 banks were nationalized in 1969. What do you mean by nationalization? Private property எல்லாத்தையும் என்ன பண்ணிடுது, நாட்டுடைமையாக ஆக்கிடுறது. ப்ரைவேட் வச்சுருக்கவங்க இதை ப்ராப்பர்ட்டியை திடீர்னு ஒரு ரூல் போட்டு என்ன பண்ணிடுறது, நீங்கள் சரியாக செய்யலை, ஸோ இது எல்லாத்தையும் நாங்கள் என்ன பண்ணிக்கிறோம், கவர்மெண்ட்டு நேஷ்னலைஸ் பண்ணிடுறோம், நாட்டினுடைய உடைமையாக மாற்றிக்கொள்கிறோம். ஸோ தெர் இஸ் அ ஃபியர் ஆஃப் நேஷ்னலைசேஷன் in a mixed economy. Next, widening inequality. Already we saw by taxation they reduce the inequality. In spite of that, okay, there is widening inequality. Ownership of resources, laws of inheritance, and profit motive of people widens the gap between the rich and the poor. So in the beginning I said mixedism is a system where the evils of socialism and capitalism are eliminated. That is what is called as mixed economy. Only the best from socialism and capitalism is taken, and that is only seen in mixedism. That is how I introduced. But at the end, what we see is, in the real world, we cannot see a society like that. Ultimately, the inequality of capitalism and the inefficiency of socialism are only found in mixed economy. ஸோ மிக்சட் எக்கனாமி ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுற ரீசன் என்னது, ரெண்டுத்துடைய சோஷியலிசம் அண்ட் கேபிட்டலிசம் உடைய பெஸ்ட்டை மட்டும் தான் எடுத்து ஃபார்ம் பண்ணணும்னு யோசித்தது. பட் அல்டிமேட்லி இப்போ நம்ம பார்த்தோன்னா மிக்சடிசம்னு சொல்கிறது, அதில் இருக்க ஈவலும் இருக்குது, கேபிட்டலிசமில் இருக்க ஈவலும் இருக்குது, சோஷியலிசமில் இருக்க ஈவலும் இருக்குது. ஓகே, ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் about the mixed economy. We saw the features, we saw the merits, and we saw the demerits. This is very important because in our country, Indian economy is a mixed economy. ஸோ இது நல்லா உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். ப்ரைவேட்டும் இருக்குது, ப்ரைவேட் ஸ்கூல்ஸ் இருக்குது, பார்த்தீங்களா, நிறைய ப்ரைவேட் ஸ்கூல்ஸ் இருக்குது. எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு இந்த கிளாஸில் சொல்லியிருக்கேன். இப்போ வந்துட்டு அனிட்டா மெத்தடிஸ்ட் ப்ரைவேட், ஈவாட் ஸ்கூல் ப்ரைவேட், whereas Benting school is government aided school. So we come under public sector. St. Paul's, இதெல்லாம் என்னது, பப்ளிக் செக்டார். அதே மாதிரி ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ஸும், கவர்மெண்ட் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் பப்ளிக், ஆயிஷா ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் அதெல்லாம் என்னது, ப்ரைவேட் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ஸ். அது மாதிரி பஸ்ஸு, பிடிசி அல்லது நம்மளுடைய கவர்மெண்ட் பஸ், பல்லவன் டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட்டுன்னு முன் சொல்லுவோம், அதெல்லாம் என்னது, கவர்மெண்ட் உடையது. அது தனியாக எடுத்துக்கிட்டோன்னா பர்வின் ட்ராவல்ஸ், அது வந்து என்னது, private sector. So Indian economy is purely a mixed economy where you see the private sector as well as the public sector. So this chart, இப்போ next slide I am showing a chart. This chart is a comparison of different economic systems. This question is very often asked in the quarterly, half-yearly as well as public exam. So it is very easy for you to learn. இந்த சார்ட் அப்படியே படிச்சிருங்க. There is a question at the back also. Okay, This is the answer for question number 38 in your textbook. Compare the feature among capitalism, secularism, mixedism கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. செக்யூலரிசம் தான் அது வந்து என்னது சோஷியலிசம். ஓகே, புக்கில் அந்த மிஸ்டேக் இருக்குது. 38th question, compare the feature among capitalism, socialism and mixedism. ஸோ இங்கே ஃபீச்சர்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்கேன். 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ownership, economic motive, solution of central problems, government role, income distribution, nature of enterprise, economic freedom, major problems கொடுத்துருக்கேன். ஸோ கேபிட்டலிசமில் ஓனர்ஷிப் யாருக்கு? ப்ரைவேட். Socialism, public. Mixed, you have the private ownership and the public ownership. Economic motive, as you already seen, capitalism, it is profit motive. Socialism, it is social welfare, and mixedism, social welfare and profit motive. We have already seen all that. That's why I'm going a bit fast. Solution of central problems, here it is free market system. இங்கே வந்து central planning system. Mixedism வந்து central planning system and free market system. Government role, integral regulation only, complete involvement. Mixedism வந்து limited role of the government. Fifth one, income distribution பார்த்தீங்கன்னா capitalism it is unequal, socialism equal, mixedism it is less unequal. Nature of enterprise, capitalism it is owned by private enterprise, socialism government, mixedism you have both the private and the state. So this is more or less same as the first point. First and the sixth point are almost the same. Seventh one, economic freedom. In capitalism you have complete freedom. In socialism there is lack of freedom. Mixedism it is limited freedom. So what are the major problems seen in capitalism? There is inequality of wealth. Socialism there is inefficiency, and mixedism we see inequality and inefficiency. Am I clear, girls? So this is the comparison of the different economic systems. Okay.